Hello, welcome to the first ever edition of the Fast Break with the Chronicle's Andrew Beaton. I'm Danny Nolan. We start the show off by talking about the Battle for Atlantis tournament this past weekend. Duke wins largely due to the play of Quinn Cook.
You know, after Cook's play against Kentucky, the question was if he could follow it up with a strong performance 3 games, 3 days in the Battle for Atlantis. The answer, absolutely. He had double-digit points in 2 out of those 3 games. The only other one was against Virginia Commonwealth. He had 9 points, 9 assists, which are exactly the type of numbers you're looking for from a point guard early in the season because he doesn't have to be doing all the scoring all the time. But the important thing was he was able to do it when the team needed. He scored Duke's final 8 points in the championship game against Louisville. Most outstanding player. So he got the glory, but the bigs did the dirty work.
Exactly. The front court played outstanding in this game. Mason Plumlee averaging a double-double in this tournament, continuing his stellar senior year thus far. But I think the big play that was really underrated in this tournament was Ryan Kelly. He had 10 blocks in the 3-day span, as well as a couple charges that I'm sure John Calipari would not be happy about. And just to bring up another senior leader, Seth Curry, also played very well. And I think the biggest thing for this team, free throw shooting. Outstanding free throw shooting from everybody, including Mason Plumlee. That was, of course, his biggest flaw going into this year. Fixed it very well.
And give credit to Seth Curry. He played 3 games in 50 hours with his leg injury, not an easy feat. And his legs held up throughout the games. People say free throw shooting, when you're tired, comes down to your legs. He hit 21 of 22 from the line, 95%. Credit goes to him.
Outstanding play for sure. So now we move on to this Ohio State game. It's Wednesday night. It's in Cameron. The environment should be palpable. Behind us, we have all the tents for this game. Give me a matchup that you're looking for.
The question for me is, if you're Duke, who's guarding Deshaun Thomas? He's 6'6", lengthy on the wing, probably the best pure scorer in this game. And he has the size that Duke hasn't had to deal with on the perimeter yet this season. They've gone with almost an exclusively 3-guard lineup so far this season, with Quinn Cook, Seth Curry, and Rasheed Suleiman starting, and then Tyler Thornton rotating in off the bench. The question is, if Suleiman starts on him and doesn't succeed, do they start to use a different look with Emil Jefferson, with Alex Murphy, with Josh Hairston out on the perimeter?
Yeah, and something I'm looking forward to is this game was not pretty for Duke last season. This was almost a 30-point loss. Coach K in the post-game press conference last year said that he was just trying not to lose by 30. Now they're coming into Cameron. This is a completely different Duke team, and I mean team in all aspects. Last year, a lot of talk about Austin Rivers perhaps holding the ball for too long. This has been a passing team this year. The ball movement was huge for this team in the Battle for Atlantis. Will that continue? What will the mentality be? And of course, we'll see Greg Paulus on the sidelines.
Absolutely. It's his return to Cameron Indoor Stadium. I bet the crazies will be more excited about than these players who never even played with him, but even though he's a remembered figure on campus. But the real question for me is, can Duke recover after 3 tough games in 3 days? That team looked tired in Louisville, and that's not their fault. It just happens after 3 games in 3 days. Can they recover quickly enough to play well against another top 5 team?
Now, warm temperatures in a ballroom in Atlantis will do that to you. But now we move ahead to Ohio State. They're going to play on Wednesday night at 9:30. Once again, for Andrew Beaton, I'm Danny Nolan. Thanks a lot for joining us.